everyone, and welcome back to English from Zero. I am Jessica.
And I am Jake. Hi, Jessica. How are you today?
I am really good, thank you, Jake. It was a nice morning for me, actually. I had my coffee outside, and it was so peaceful.
Oh, that sounds lovely. A coffee outside in the morning, that is the dream, honestly.
It really is. How about you, Jake? How is your day going?
Pretty good, thank you. A little busy this morning, but I feel good now. I had a big breakfast, which always helps.
A big breakfast always helps. That is very true. So, Jake, what is our topic for today?
Today, we are talking about something that every English learner needs, how to talk about your day in English.
Yes, and this is such an important topic because talking about your day is something you do every single day with friends, with coworkers, with family, with anyone you meet.
Exactly. And before we start, please like this video, share it with a friend who is learning English, and subscribe to English from Zero. It really helps us a lot, and we love having you here with us.
Yes, we really do. And today we have something special. We have a story from one of our listeners. Her name is Maria. She sent us a message about her typical day.
That's right. Maria is going to share her daily routine with us, and then Jessica and I will talk about it. And we will also share a little about our own days.
It is a great way to hear real, natural English and to learn new words and phrases for talking about everyday life. Are you ready, Jake?
I am ready, Jessica. Let us listen to Maria.
Hello, my name is Maria. I want to tell you about my typical day. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. I am not a morning person, but I have to wake up early for work. First, I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I wash my face and brush my teeth. After that, I feel much more awake. Then I go to the kitchen. The first thing I do is make coffee. I love coffee. I cannot start my day without it. While the coffee is making, I check my phone. I look at my messages, and sometimes I check social media for a few minutes. After my coffee, I get dressed. I usually wear comfortable clothes for work. Nothing too fancy, just something simple and nice. Then I have breakfast. My breakfast is usually very simple: toast with butter and a boiled egg. Sometimes I have fruit, too. I eat breakfast quickly because I do not want to be late. At 8 o'clock, I leave my house. I take the metro to work. The journey is about 25 minutes. I usually listen to a podcast or music on the way. I arrive at work around 8:30. My work starts at 9, so I have a little time to settle in and check my emails. I work in an office. Most of my day is on the computer, writing emails, joining meetings, working on different projects. At 1 o'clock, I have lunch. I usually bring my lunch from home, a sandwich or some leftovers from the night before. I eat with my colleagues and we talk and laugh. It is my favorite part of the workday, honestly. In the afternoon, I continue working. Sometimes there are more meetings. My workday finishes at 5:30. I take the metro home and arrive around 6. When I get home, I like to relax for a little while. I sit on the sofa, maybe watch something, or just sit quietly. It's important to decompress after a long day. Around 7, I make dinner. I enjoy cooking. I like trying new recipes when I have time. After dinner, I wash the dishes. That is my least favorite part of the day. In the evening, I like to read or watch a show. Sometimes I call a friend or a family member. Before bed, I take a shower, and then I read a book for about 20 minutes. I usually go to bed around 11. I try to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep. And that's my typical weekday. On weekends, everything is much more relaxed. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Maria. That was wonderful. What a clear and detailed picture of her day.
Yes, thank you, Maria. I really enjoyed listening to that. And she used so many useful everyday phrases, like she wakes up, she gets out of bed, she brushes her teeth, she makes coffee.
Yes, all very natural, everyday verbs. And I noticed she said, I am not a morning person, but I have to wake up early for work.
I completely understand that, Maria. I am not always a morning person either.
Same here, honestly. But she said after washing her face, she feels much more awake. I feel that too. Washing your face in the morning really does help.
It really does. And then she makes coffee. She said she cannot start her day without it. The coffee connection. We all understand that.
We really do. And then she checks her phone, messages, social media. That is such a modern morning routine, right? So many people do exactly that.
Yes, the phone is usually the second thing we touch in the morning, right after the coffee.
Sometimes at the same time. And then she gets dressed. Simple, comfortable clothes for work, nothing fancy. I like that. Comfort is important.
Absolutely. And then breakfast, toast with butter and a boiled egg. That sounds like a very good, simple breakfast.
Very good. Quick and easy, perfect for a busy morning. And then she leaves at 8 o'clock. She takes the metro to work.
Yes, 25 minutes on the metro and she listens to a podcast or music. That is such a great way to use that travel time.
Maybe she listens to English from Zero on the metro.
We hope so, Maria. We really hope so. And she arrives at work at 8:30. Her work starts at 9, so she has a little time to settle in. Settle in means to get comfortable and organized before you start working.
Yes, a very useful phrase. And then she checks her emails and starts her tasks. Her work is mostly on the computer. Emails, meetings, projects. That sounds very familiar to a lot of people.
Very familiar. Computer work is so common now. And then lunch at 1. She brings her lunch from home, a sandwich or leftovers.
Leftovers are food from the previous meal, food you cooked yesterday and saved for today. It's a very practical and common thing to do.
Very practical, saves money and time, and she eats with her colleagues. She said it is her favorite part of the workday.
That social time during lunch is so important. Talking and laughing with your coworkers makes the whole day better.
It really does. And then she works through the afternoon, more meetings, and her workday finishes at 5:30.
And then the metro home, arriving around 6. And when she gets home, she relaxes on the sofa for a while. She said it's important to decompress.
Decompress is a great word. It means to relax and release the stress of the day, like letting the air out of a balloon. The pressure goes down slowly.
I love that picture, like a balloon slowly releasing air. And then around 7, she makes dinner. She enjoys cooking and tries new recipes.
That is a wonderful hobby. Cooking is so satisfying, especially when you try something new and it turns out well.
And so frustrating when it does not.
Yes, been there. And then after dinner, she washes the dishes. She said that is her least favorite part of the day.
I think that's most people's least favorite part, honestly. Nobody loves washing dishes.
Nobody. And then the evening, reading, watching a show, calling a friend or family member. Before bed, a shower and 20 minutes of reading. And then to bed around 11.
7 to 8 hours of sleep. That is very healthy. Sleep is so important for our bodies and our minds.
Absolutely. Well said, Maria. So, Jessica, hearing Maria's routine, how is it similar to your day?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, like Maria, I also wake up around 7. I'm also not always a morning person, but I get up because I have things to do.
The responsibilities are very motivating.
Very motivating, yes. And like Maria, the first thing I do is go to the bathroom, wash my face, brush my teeth, and then immediately find the coffee.
The coffee is essential.
Essential. And I also check my phone in the morning. Messages, emails, sometimes too much social media.
We all do that, Jessica.
All of us, yes. And then I get dressed. Simple, comfortable clothes. I do not like complicated outfits in the morning. My brain is not ready for that.
Mine either, honestly. What about breakfast, Jessica?
My breakfast is usually yogurt with fruit, sometimes toast. It depends on how much time I have. If I'm running late, it's just the coffee and nothing else.
The coffee-only breakfast. I know that one. How do you get to work?
I take the bus, about 20 minutes. I listen to music or a podcast on the way. Sometimes I review vocabulary or listen to something in English.
Oh, that is such a good habit, using commute time for English practice. And when you arrive at work, what is the first thing you do?
Emails. Always emails first. And then I look at what I have to do for the day, organize my tasks, and then start working. Very similar to Maria. And what about lunch? I usually bring my lunch from home, leftovers or a salad. I eat with my colleagues. We talk. Sometimes we go outside for a walk if the weather is nice.
Oh, that's lovely. A little walk at lunch is so good for you.
It really is. It gives your brain a proper break. And then the afternoon, more work, sometimes meetings, and I finish around 5:30 or 6.
And after work?
I decompress, just like Maria. I sit down for a bit, quiet time, maybe some music, and then I make dinner.
Do you enjoy cooking?
I do, not every day. Some days I'm too tired and I just order something. But when I have energy, I really enjoy trying new things in the kitchen.
And the dishes after?
Ugh, the dishes, yes. Every night, without fail.
There is no escape from the dishes.
No escape. And then the evening. I usually read or watch something, call my family sometimes. Before bed, I take a shower and read for a bit, and then I try to sleep around 10:30 or 11.
Very similar to Maria. What about you, Tom? Wait, Jake, sorry.
Jake, yes.
Yes, Jake, what does your day look like? So my morning is a little different from Maria, actually. I wake up around 7:30, a little later than her. I'm definitely not a morning person either. My alarm goes off, and I have a very serious internal conversation about whether to get up or not.
And who wins that conversation?
Eventually, the responsible part of my brain wins, usually. And then, like Maria, I go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, and then coffee immediately.
The coffee is always immediately.
Always, non-negotiable. And I drink my coffee while I check my phone. Messages, news, emails. Sometimes I spend a little too long on social media.
We all do, Jake.
We really do. And then I get dressed. Simple clothes. I prefer comfort over style in the morning.
Same. What do you have for breakfast?
My breakfast is usually yogurt with fruit, sometimes toast. It depends on how much time I have. If I'm running late, it's just the coffee and nothing else.
The coffee-only breakfast. I know that one. How do you get to work?
I drive. My office is about 20 minutes away. I listen to music or sometimes a podcast on the way. The drive is actually quite nice when there is no traffic.
And when there is traffic?
When there is traffic, it is a completely different experience.
We understand. And when you arrive at work, what is the first thing you do?
Emails, always. I go through my emails first, and then I plan my day, check my meetings, and start working. Most of my day is on the computer, writing, meetings, working on different things.
And lunch?
I usually have lunch around 1. Sometimes I bring food from home, sometimes I buy something near the office. I try to eat with colleagues when I can. That social time is important.
Very important. And after work?
I finish around 5:30 or 6, and when I get home, I do exactly what Maria does. I sit down, I decompress, maybe watch something for a bit, change into comfortable clothes. The comfortable clothes are very important after a long day.
The comfortable clothes are essential.
Essential. And then I make dinner. I enjoy cooking, but I'm not always creative in the kitchen. I have my 5 or 6 recipes, and I rotate them.
The rotation method. Very practical.
Very practical. And then after dinner, the dishes, and then the evening. I usually read a show or watch something. Sometimes I go for a walk. Before bed, I take a shower and read for about 15 minutes, and I try to be in bed by 11.
And do you get enough sleep?
I try to. 7 hours is my goal. Some days it happens, some days it doesn't.
Same for me, honestly. Sleep is so important and yet so hard to protect sometimes.
It really is. Okay, so we heard Maria's day, we heard Jessica's day, and we heard my day. And there are so many similarities and some differences too.
Yes, we all wake up early, we all have coffee, we all check our phones, we all commute to work, we all eat lunch, we all decompress when we get home, we all make dinner, we all deal with the dishes.
The dishes unite us all.
The dishes truly unite us. And let's look at some of the great words and phrases we use today, because there were so many useful ones.
Yes. First, wake up. This means to stop sleeping, to become awake. I wake up at 7 every morning.
Get out of bed. This means to actually leave your bed, to stand up, to start your day. I wake up at 7, but I get out of bed at 7:15.
The difference between waking up and getting out of bed, very real.
Very, very real difference. Make coffee. This means to prepare coffee, to brew it. I make coffee every morning. It is the most important part of my routine.
Check my phone. This means to look at your phone for messages, emails, or notifications. I check my phone as soon as I wake up, a very modern habit.
Get dressed. This means to put on your clothes. After breakfast, I get dressed and then leave the house.
Leave the house. This means to exit your home and go somewhere. I leave the house at 8 o'clock every morning.
Commute. This is the journey from your home to your workplace. My commute is 20 minutes by bus.
Settle in. This means to get comfortable and organized in a new place or situation. When I arrive at work, I take a few minutes to settle in before I start.
Leftovers. This is food that was cooked in a previous meal and saved for later. I brought leftovers from last night's dinner for lunch today.
Decompress. This means to relax and release stress after a busy time. When I get home, I need about 30 minutes to decompress before I do anything else.
And least favorite. This means the thing you like the least, the thing you enjoy the least. Washing the dishes is my least favorite part of the day.
All of these words and phrases are so useful for talking about your daily life in English, and the more you practice using them, the more natural they will feel.
So, Jake, sorry again.
It is okay, Jessica. Jake is fine.
Jake, should we listen to Maria's routine one more time? It is always helpful to hear it again after talking about it.
Great idea, Jessica. Let us listen to Maria one more time. This time, pay attention to all the words and phrases we just talked about.
Hello, my name is Maria. I want to tell you about my typical day. I wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. I am not a morning person, but I have to wake up early for work. First, I get out of bed and go to the bathroom. I wash my face and brush my teeth. After that, I feel much more awake. Then I go to the kitchen. The first thing I do is make coffee. I love coffee. I cannot start my day without it. While the coffee is making, I check my phone. I look at my messages, and sometimes I check social media for a few minutes. After my coffee, I get dressed. I usually wear comfortable clothes for work. Nothing too fancy, just something simple and nice. Then I have breakfast. My breakfast is usually very simple: toast with butter and a boiled egg. Sometimes I have fruit, too. I eat breakfast quickly because I do not want to be late. At 8 o'clock, I leave my house. I take the metro to work. The journey is about 25 minutes. I usually listen to a podcast or music on the way. I arrive at work around 8:30. My work starts at 9, so I have a little time to settle in and check my emails. I work in an office. Most of my day is on the computer, writing emails, joining meetings, working on different projects. At 1 o'clock, I have lunch. I usually bring my lunch from home, a sandwich or some leftovers from the night before. I eat with my colleagues and we talk and laugh. It is my favorite part of the workday, honestly. In the afternoon, I continue working. Sometimes there are more meetings. My workday finishes at 5:30. I take the metro home and arrive around 6. When I get home, I like to relax for a little while. I sit on the sofa, maybe watch something, or just sit quietly. It's important to decompress after a long day. Around 7, I make dinner. I enjoy cooking. I like trying new recipes when I have time. After dinner, I wash the dishes. That is my least favorite part of the day. In the evening, I like to read or watch a show. Sometimes I call a friend or a family member. Before bed, I take a shower, and then I read a book for about 20 minutes. I usually go to bed around 11. I try to get 7 or 8 hours of sleep. And that's my typical weekday. On weekends, everything is much more relaxed. Thank you for listening.
Beautiful. Thank you again, Maria, for sharing your day with us.
Yes, thank you, Maria, and thank you, everyone, for listening. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned some new words and phrases for talking about your day.
And now it is your turn. We want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell us, what is one thing you do every single day that is part of your routine? Just one thing. Write it in English below.
Yes, we love reading your comments, and when you write, your English brain is working. Choosing words, building sentences, that is real practice.
So even if it is just one sentence, write it. It counts. Every sentence counts.
And please subscribe to English from Zero if you have not already. Like this video and share it with a friend who's learning English. It helps us so much, and we are so grateful for every single one of you.
We really are. Okay, that is all for today. We will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone. Keep practicing your English every single day.
Bye-bye. See you next time.